In three, two, one. Hey everyone, welcome to Filmmaker Mike and the boys. This is the Mandalorian chapter review, chapter 16, The Rescue. Joining me tonight, we've got Sequestered Jester,
Hey, everybody.
Pinhead,
What's up?
and Kuya.
How you doing?
Alrighty, so season 2 finale, chapter 16, The Rescue. Clocking in at 46 minutes, but not entirely so. We've got the recap, the usual recap, and then a bunch of credits and an after credits scene. This is directed by Peyton Reed. So this is probably the best chapter or episode that's been directed by Peyton Reed.
Good filler. Yeah.
Yeah, what other episodes did he do? He did the third one, right? Or the second one?
The second one with the filler, quote unquote.
The
Shit one.
I enjoyed it, fellas.
Yeah, this is so at midnight I was ready on the iPad, opening Disney Plus, tapping play, nothing. And it was giving me a message like slow internet connection speed, and I'm like, this is not right. My internet's fine. It literally crashed the Disney Plus app for like a good 6 minutes.
I watched it fine at 1 o'clock my time.
Oh yeah,
which is 12 o'clock yours.
Oh,
no, which is 12 o'clock yours. So.
Oh yeah, well it took a while for me. So
I was ahead of you guys by like a few seconds. So
I guess.
Sounds like Kuya was stealing all your internet.
That I borrowed it just like I borrowed Pinhead's Disney Plus.
What a mooch.
So yeah, man, what a great way to
I mean, should we just start? Yeah, should we just start it with the end?
We might as well, because it was a fucking blast. So we might as well just jump in.
So yeah, Mike, I want to know what you thought of that reveal.
Did you cry? Did you cry like everybody else did?
I didn't cry. I posted my video on YouTube. I posted my reaction as soon as the X-Wing went in and landed. I was like, holy shit, fucking right again. Fucking right again. Fucking right again.
I called it.
Yeah, Mike's like the Nostradamus of Star Wars right now, so or at least the Mandalorian.
To all the Ezra Bridger stands and fans.
Hey.
To all of them,
where's Jester?
Ezra.
Where was Jester? Where's Jester at? In my location down here?
No, he's
Don't worry about it, Kuya.
He's on the other side.
Other side. This guy.
Yeah,
this fucking guy right here. Hey, no. Hey, in all fairness, I also thought because of the tweet that it was Ezra Bridger, so I was just like I was all hyped. But then when I saw the X-wing and then I saw that's an R2 droid like on the X-wing, holy shit, it's Luke Skywalker.
Just as soon as it flew in, I was like, no,
because Ezra Bridger uses the
I was like, they're not really doing it. Are they really going?
Because Ezra Bridger is supposed to be found by Ahsoka. Oh, he's gonna be. Oh my god. Oh, not Ezra Bridger. It should be Cal Kestis from the video game. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Like, shut the fuck up, guys. I'm sorry. That was too mean. Luke Skywalker. Why else will we look for another Jedi when we have Luke Skywalker,
the last Jedi,
in the timeline?
The last Jedi, if you will.
Right. And Mark Hamill, his name came up on the credits.
It was his voice,
sure
right?
Did.
No, it was from what I heard, it was him, but they de-aged him. Like, so he was actually acting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's similar to the Tron Legacy effect.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the de-aging looked a lot like Tron Legacy. It was
did.
shit.
Yeah, it was.
Like for this age, it was shit. Like when
Yeah.
Tron Legacy came out, that de-aging was awesome because that's practically what we have there.
Like when he took off his hood, I was taken back a little bit. I was like,
so was I. I was like,
I was like, it's okay. I'm okay with
like,
it because that scene prior, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Like,
Yeah, it's still
No,
better
the
than
scenes leading up to him were perfect. Where they were perfection because they edited him perfectly. The way he was swiftly moving the lightsaber against the dark troopers, like that was fine. But when the de-aging was revealed, it was kind of shit. I'm
I
sorry, but for this
the
technology that we have, it was kind of shit.
Yeah, it's
the Force
still
Crush. Oh my god, that was just, that was
yeah.
orgasmic when I saw that, dude.
I gotta say, I love the hooded Luke fighting too. It reminded me a lot of like when Anakin and Revenge of the Sith was going
Yeah, yeah,
ham
yeah.
on all the separatists, you
Oh,
know.
you mean the Padawan learners when he murdered the younglings and all that shit?
No, I'm talking about. I mean, after that, when he goes to
Oh,
Mustafar and he's hooded,
oh, okay.
he's got his
Oh
hood
yeah,
on
he's
and
still
he's wrecking all. He's still
murdering
murdering.
like
Yeah,
people.
yeah, he's still murdering. I'm not taking away that. I'm just saying it mirrored the hooded figure to me, and I like that a lot. It was
Dude, it was so awesome. Like just seeing like when I saw the green lightsaber too, and that's the thing. Like I was kind of bothered by fucking like they were all focused on uh the blue lightsaber right in the Last Jedi, and he threw it away because
yeah,
that's not his lightsaber. The green one is his lightsaber,
yeah. The,
Yeah.
the blue one's his father's,
right?
right?
So that's why
Yeah.
he threw it away. That's like, this ain't my lightsaber. Fuck this.
It's still his father's.
No, it's like that's my dad's. I don't want that.
That's
I
what
want my
he
own.
well, it triggered him because that's the last time he held it, his hand got cut off by his father.
Exactly.
So
See,
you're
that's
right.
that
I don't want to touch this.
is.
It's
So,
rubbish.
I do
Yeah.
want to mention that scene of Luke fighting the Dark Troopers has been compared. They posted a comparison video of the same scene of Darth Vader in Rogue One at the end, and
Yeah.
it's pretty much like father like son. So, but yeah, that's interesting that you
Completely.
mentioned Jester the scene of Anakin murdering those separatists on
Only
Mustafar.
this was a little bit cooler because they did spend a little bit more time on it.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that half of
Like
it was.
they carefully, meticulously showed the shots and pulled away and pushed in, and like every moment was meticulous and it lasted quite a bit of time.
Like
So
Well, yeah,
that's why
you saw him fighting over the cameras too for like the majority of
exactly
it. And I
like
like
I was
that. It was
like,
cool.
wow.
and like the funny thing, or the one of the basically just the scene of him kicking all the dark troopers asses, right? The fact that how Moff Gideon was so scared. Like you
Yeah,
see
the
his
one
face.
time he's scared. Yeah,
Like
the
he was
one
just
time
like, holy shit, a Jedi. And even the Mandalorians,
pissing their
like
pants.
they were just like,
Yeah, they didn't want him
holy shit, a
opening the
Jedi.
door.
Right.
Open the door.
They're like,
But
no, don't open the door.
no, but it was
Yeah.
good. Like again, it was a great it was a great surprise. It was great for the fans, I believe. I did like today. I saw a couple of YouTube videos of live reactions of fans reacting to when they saw Luke show up on the at the end. And dude, I swear to God, almost all of them were crying
Yeah.
because it
See,
was like,
that's extreme to me. Like,
no, I mean,
What
but
did I say? How do you repair the rift of the last Jedi? Or was like, that's not my Luke Skywalker. There
no,
you
but
go.
like for me, I was just like, okay, this is their hero. They saw the hero the way he's supposed to be looked at, and and that's the reason why, like after like looking at the videos and looking at all the tweets, and there are some negative tweets for whatever the hell reason. Some Mandalorian fans hated the fact that Luke Skywalker showed up, and those guys are assholes. Just because it's or they're trying to pay homage to the original trilogy again. Like no, they're trying to combine everything into one.
yeah.
That's what Favreau and Filoni are doing. It's just like all the universes, all the legends, all the expanded universe, the Rebels, Clone War, animation, all of the original movies, the prequels. They're trying to combine it into one, so it'll be fine.
They're
In,
just telling
And
good stories.
they're
for the
trying.
money, because you need that money.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
always about the money.
But for me, like when I saw it, like when I saw all that, like when I saw Luke, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's awesome to see, and then like Was that Luke's theme, like in the original trilogy?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
I don't think
No,
it was, right. It was
no.
something else. It was
That
like it was
just
more of a, but like to see him and like doing the things that he did, and again, for me the most orgasmic thing was the force crush when he crushed that
Oh
dark.
yeah.
He just like, you're like, motherfucker, I crush you. Yeah, like like it felt, you felt like the dark side coming out because he was crushing the shit out of somebody, but then you realize it was a droid, so it was okay. So
Yep.
so it was good, but and
was
again,
great.
like the when I saw the negative comments from people, I was so mad that I saw the Last Jedi again, and then when I saw the Last Jedi, I'm like, bravo, Luke Skywalker.
I
I
don't know
understand.
why, if we're talking about that, the most orgasmic thing to me would have to be that there was and no one can deny it, there was a legitimate wrestling move pulled off in the middle of this episode.
On Boba
wait,
In
Fett's
this
sidekick.
episode,
Wait,
a
wait,
legitimate
sidekick.
wrestling move was pulled off, ladies and
wait,
gentlemen.
Pinhead, was it the one where the girl kicked the shit out of Boba
Oscar.
Fett?
Yeah, the one where my
Is that the
baby
one?
girl whooped that Boba Fett ass. Yes,
Yo,
yes.
Oscar
DDT
Reed.
that motherfucker. Oh
Hold
my
on.
god.
Okay, hold on. I gotta say something. So with that, when that scene happened, I'm gonna reenact my wife right now. Okay.
Was she mad?
I didn't really like that. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really like that.
Boba Fett fans, had your fun. A few chapters ago, now you got the shit kicked out of you by a girl.
Well, I'm this is all I have to say as since we're on the wrestling topic, because I said to those Boba Fett fans, as a great quote from a great cowboy once said, "Sorry about your damn luck."
Nice.
I mean, like, it didn't bother me that much. I just thought it was cool.
Didn't bother me either. I like seeing his ass get kicked.
They still ended it on a par.
Yeah.
And like they both got their shots in, and I thought that was cool. And
Oh,
like she obviously had the shine because she used that jetpack for some boost. And I was like, okay, well, that is awesome.
It's like a different Mandalorian fighting. That's the thing, because like Boba Fett fought like differently from what Casca was doing.
Right.
Well, that's the only reason why I brought it up is because I like the fact that whoever was in charge of that moment, Favreau, Filoni, whatever, they let her do a wrestling move. That was pure wrestling.
That was amazing.
That she did to finish him off almost. Like, that was a pure wrestling move. It wasn't anything but a pure wrestling move, and it was fantastic. I loved it.
A few chapters ago, so a few chapters ago, you see Cara Dune. She's pulling some MMA moves.
Yeah.
When she's fighting.
But it was cool. It was just cool. Like like having Boba and Mando going into the bar, like, right, to see those guys were like, it was just nice.
Yeah,
see them, like, and then like all the other people was like, holy shit, there's two more Mandalorians. What the fuck is going on?
And I do like how the incident like popped off, because it wasn't just like, let's fight. Like, it was because of what he said
and what she said.
It was like a defense mechanism. It was a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Like, okay, let's see who's the baddest motherfucker right now. Like,
like when Casca said, like, I didn't realize sidekicks talk. I was like,
yeah.
So, I was like, yeah.
The dialogue in that scene was really good because, it starts off with Bo-Katan saying, "Not all Mandalorians are bounty hunters."
Yeah.
And she tells Boba, "You are not a Mandalorian." And then he says, "No, I didn't say I was." And then she tells him, "You're a clone," and he was like, "Oh, this armor was given to me by my father." And then
you mean your donor? Oh, I was like, gosh.
So I was like, wow.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
I like how they go like, yeah, he's not a Mandalorian, to yeah, he's a Mandalorian, to no, he's not a Mandalorian. It's like, I don't think Boba ever said he was a Mandalorian. He just wanted his armor. Yeah, and like, you could clearly tell he does not care. Like, he has no ties to that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Oh, can I also say something about the music, man? Like, when Mando and Boba walk in, like, the mix of their themes put together, I thought was so cool. I was like, man, this is awesome.
I got that same feeling. I know what you're talking about, because I got that same feeling when they were on the ship, when they were going toward rescuing Grogu right before that, like, that little, it was like a little techno twinge to it. It had that little like
Yeah.
there was a little techno twinge to it, and I was like, they're like mixing a lot of different genres right now, and it really was awesome. How what's his name?
Ludwig Göransson.
Yeah, Ludwig like he's on point with his style of music and how he's like incorporating it into every single episode, weaving different aspects throughout every single episode of this season. That's one thing that I can say that hasn't been filler, that has been consistent from episode 1 to this finale. His composition has been spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the Dark Troopers theme when they're starting up. It almost sounds like it's a dubstep, like
that's what I was like. Oh,
I was like, wait, is Skrillex here? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh shit, Skrillex came out of his coffin. What's going on?
See, that's the thing though. It was still menacing, dude. Like I was like, man, I was like, what are these guys gonna pull? And man, did they look? They were actually terrifying when the one squeezed through and was like giving it to Mando like nobody's business.
He
I was
kicked
like,
the shit out of Mando.
Yeah, when he was smashing that.
Like if it wasn't for the Beskar, dude, he would have been dead, dude. Like seriously.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that's the one thing that like makes you. It's a precursor to that fight that he has with Grand Moff. Like it's a precursor because he's just bashing that Beskar in, and it's like if he didn't have that, like you said, Kuya, his face would have been a turnip juice. Like turnip juice.
I'm not gonna lie, it was so Terminator-esque too, because like the way
it was,
like, like they would just like one strong hit, and then they would like basically cock it and lock it kind of thing,
Yeah.
And then that's like I was like, man, this is so Terminator.
Yeah, I agree, Jester. That like it's like definitely like has resemblance of Terminator, where he's just, especially that determination where they have a focal mission where it's just boom, boom, boom. That just either be out of the way or get fucked up.
Because I think where it clicked for me was when he like basically tried to roast it, and you just saw like kind of the interior melt a little bit, but it's just like it just got pissed,
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh snap, all right.
And then that's when we had that little bam, bam.
Yeah. So
and then like he pulled off the Red Viper from Game of Thrones and fucking speared his head in the.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah, without that Beskar spear, he might have. The Whistling Birds didn't do anything.
No, that's the thing. Like it kind of stunted him a little bit, but it didn't damage any of his armor.
Yeah, it was like ping, ping, ping. I'm like,
right. What? And then Moff Gideon later says, "You've used your arsenal." I'm like, oh, now he runs out of Whistling Birds.
Yeah.
When
after
like
he's been popping them off all season.
And in season 1, the armorer tells Mando, use them sparingly. They are hard to acquire or like hard to like make. So I do want to mention the beginning, right from the beginning of the chapter, we get some Slave One action chasing the Lambda shuttle, which now we know actually can like move pretty fast too. But Boba disables him, and I love that shot when they're about to board, and you see just like the Slave One like over the cockpit, and then of course we get Imperial pilots with like British accents.
It was pretty cool. I was like,
yeah.
One of them was an absolute tool though, man. Like he was very Empire.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, let's talk. I'm not with him," and then he shoots the
guy
other
shot
guy. Like, oh man.
So, and then he started the other pilot started
the
talking
other
shit about
one, man. You were messing with my girl, and she had no choice but to
put
off
you
with
down.
your head, man.
See, that goes back to that British shit. Like, you're pompous, so you got your head blown off.
Well, you caught me monologuing. Oh, I can't believe that.
Yeah. So his exact quote is, "Destroying your planet was a small price to pay to rid the galaxy of terrorism," and then she shoots him. So
I like that he referenced
she gives
her
him
tattoos.
a warning too. She's like,
yeah,
one last time, come on. Like for the most part, she's like, "This is your final warning," and then she just blasts his eye out. I'm like, I like the fact if I have to, I'd like to put on the side. I like the fact that this show is exceptionally violent for what it is. Like there's some pretty dark violence in this show for being a Disney Plus. You know.
Yeah.
PG,
the only thing they don't show is like blood. So that's probably the only thing they get away with.
And I don't expect that. I'm not expecting them to like. I don't expect to have Evil Dead gushes of blood. I just like the fact that being under the guise of Disney, it's actually pretty dark.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when he's choking out that stormtrooper.
That's how they can get away with it. It's Star Wars. You know, it's fantasy, space, blasters. You know.
But that's what I'm saying. They still have blood every once in a while. Like Moff Gideon had some of it out of his mouth a little bit. You know, last season.
Oh, when he got popped.
Yeah, well, I mean, last season, you know, Mando's skull's bleeding, so there's blood. There was actually a lot of blood in that scene. But no, I'm like the points where I was like, that's kind of dark was when Mando's choking out that stormtrooper with the spear. I was like, oh,
that was awesome.
Okay, this is going on a little bit longer than I thought. You know,
he was pissed off.
He had to wait until the armor cracked.
Yeah,
and I like that. Like, I know it could be intense for some people, but I like that because it hammers home his agitation and anger and
desperation because
desperation, especially heading toward that point where he's going toward Gorgoroth, you know, the child baby Yoda.
Yeah.
So, or Grogu, you know.
So I do also want to mention that it's a pretty I like the shot of the Slave One and the Lambda shuttle after they meet up and they launch in hyperspace, and then they're having a conversation with each other. And then I noticed because I watched it again right before we started recording tonight. Boba Fett tells them, prepare to exit jump space.
Yep, instead of hyperspace.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Never heard it that way before. So that was pretty cool. And then of course, they make it look like they're being chased down by Slave One. They're being chased after in the Lambda shuttle, and they have to emergency dock. So they're like, you can hear over the comms, Bo-Katan is saying like we need to have an emergency landing, and then they're saying, oh, clear the launch tube. And I love that shot of the TIE fighter when it takes off. And it boosts out of the launch tube, and it's right in the center of the light cruiser. So that's pretty awesome.
So they're called Lambda shuttles.
Yeah.
That's what Emperor showed up in, and
the Imperial shuttles. Yeah.
So those are those shuttles that we had to deal with in squadrons.
Yes. Yep. Yes.
Okay, I can't stand those pieces of shit.
Yeah, I didn't have such a hard time on it after you told me your tips. So thanks.
Well, yeah, I told you. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're also known as, we've also heard them been referred to as Shuttle Tidarium in the movie.
Yeah, that's what
I remember.
Yeah. That's what I remember.
Like,
yeah.
So
yeah. Oh, did you like the reference to Dune's teardrop? I didn't know that like the imp called it a teardrop for Alderaan, and it was like, you know, that tattoo she's got underneath her eye.
It's the rebel tattoo or rebel logo.
Yeah, but it was like a tear for Alderaan, which I thought was kind of cool. I like that they said that. Well, cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. And then as soon as the TIE fighters are like making their way out, they're trying to block the launch tube so that no more fighters get out. But I'm like, just let Boba deal with it. He can deal with it. Like, holy shit. I love when they're chasing Slave One. The blasters of Slave One just can rotate behind, and he's shooting from the rear. I'm like, he's fine. Like, holy shit. Like, just let him have it. But yeah, it made for an intense sequence because they were trying to like land, and then they're trying to like take off. So yeah, they basically crash into the launch tube and the landing bay. And then of course, as soon as they get out, I love that they the squad of very strong women basically handle their own. I do want to mention we didn't see the other Mando with them. I forgot his name. The guy.
Okay, yeah, mentioning that scene too, you know, it was my wife that pointed it out. She's like, I guess Mando's the lone sausage here tonight, huh? And I'm like, what? And I didn't even notice until like halfway through them slaughtering all the stormtroopers that it was all women. And I was like, oh, this is actually how you do it correctly, where it's not forced and it's actually good. I understand now.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, it was very, very well written. Axe Woves, that's his character name. And by the way, George Lucas gave that name. He named that character. So if you guys are hating on it,
so he's probably gonna be in the Ahsoka TV show then, because great working with you again, right?
Yeah, he might be in the show.
Right. Yeah. Maybe.
Considering they're all doing like crossovers with each other's shows too, because they're all in the same time frame.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking maybe like another Mando group like needed his help or something, so he's off. Like, And then so Mando of course has his own secret mission. He's gonna get to Grogu. So yeah, and then of course we already discussed him fighting the Dark Trooper. So I guess it's clear that I guess there was confusion at first that Dark Troopers, it seems like they were experimenting on Dark Troopers and we thought that they were gonna have force powers, but they don't.
It's just level 3 droids. So
yeah, that was obvious.
They're basically like super battle droids. So I guess it's pretty clear what we saw chapters ago in that Imperial base on Navarro. They're referring to it as a Strand cast, which I guess is kind of like a clone, but it's like a template or a prototype. That's basically the early versions of Snoke.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure you're correct, because I think in the old video games, I believe that the Dark Troopers were like infused with some kind of force abilities, and I guess they decided to like write that off, because when he said they're phase 3, I was like, oh, so they're not phase 2. They're done.
Yeah, because they took off the.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering what you were talking about last time. I was like, what
they took off the human element, and you can't Vader can still use the Force because he's still got a certain part human parts there, because of course the Mandalorians, the midichlorians, the M count, you can't have midichlorians if you're all droid. So to me the Dark Troopers are basically like super battle droids, but like on a just like more
steroids,
steroids basically. Yeah. So but
they're the Hulk Hogan's of battle droids.
Yeah, when Moff Gideon mentions that Grogu to Mando, that Grogu, I already got what I wanted from him. I got his blood. I got his, and it can restore order. When he mentions that, to me, it's just like, oh, they're trying to revive Palpatine, aka Snoke. So that was
Dumb should have seen that coming. Like he really should have seen that coming when he was like, yeah, go on.
Right. When Gideon gave him his ultimatum.
Yeah, like right before he does what he does, like he should have saw that coming. Like
right.
Come on.
I mean, he was still, a jerk.
Pretty convincing. Giancarlo Esposito. I mean, if he told me that, I would have been like, okay.
But
I
gotta I'm taking the key.
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of surprised me a little bit, because it was just like, wow, that's dirty. This dude's dirty, man.
Of course he's dirty. It's Giancarlo Esposito. He's always dirty.
No, I know, but like Mike was saying, he is damn convincing.
No, but it was so awesome. Like when Mando said, like, I want the child. You can keep the saber. I don't give a fuck at all.
Yeah. That's not.
And it was awesome. And then like he's like, it's my shot to fucking hit him in the, in the back. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, Beskar spear, ping, like.
Yep.
And the test of that Beskar spear was pushed to the limit, because you saw that heat coming off that when he was just.
It was glowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like he was forging a new sword in the Conan the Barbarian era, like just like.
Oh, dude, he was going full Kylo Ren on him at first until he stopped. Like he was hitting him a lot, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, he's just going to town on him. But that was a good fight. And I mean, are we gonna talk about
and again, he Mando remembered that in the past life he was the Red Viper in Game of Thrones, and fucking speared the shit out of him.
That's why he never wanted to take the helmet.
No, remember the little spinny thing that he did with the spear. The little spinny thing. That was the Red Viper's move. So
yeah, and then
I was just like, oh shit!
I should wear my helmet from now on, so I don't get my eyes like freaking punctured in my.
Punched in by the mountain. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get force crushed.
Oh man. Oh jeez.
Yeah, are we gonna talk about the Darksaber now? Because that's kind of a slippery situation, huh?
Yeah. So when Mando walks in, he's holding the Darksaber. It's activated because he has Grogu on the other hand, and Moff Gideon's in front of him. They walk in the bridge, and Bo-Katan is like, "What happened?"
Dude, Moff Gideon looked like and sounded like fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. You know that meme, that
Yeah.
That one. Yeah, I remember, like, you know, like,
look at me.
Because she
I guess you're just gonna have to fight now.
She clearly said on the way, Moff Gideon is mine, and then Cara Dune mentions, he was former ISB. The bounty on him, or the price on him is like a lot. The reward on him is a lot.
We need him alive.
Yeah. And what's her name? Bo-Katan even says, "I don't care what happens to him as long as I get him. I defeat him, basically." So yeah. And then of course Mando has no idea of the history of the Darksaber.
Doesn't even care.
He doesn't care. But Moff Gideon played it to his advantage. He knew that if he lost to Mando, it would be, it would.
I have questions though. I have questions. In Star Wars Rebels, Sabine just gave the Darksaber to Bo-Katan.
I know. I don't understand either. Like,
so
I'm confused.
Can somebody explain that to me?
I can't because I don't know.
So I think the explanation for that would be, so the Darksaber when the Darksaber is lost to so wait, who has the Darksaber in Rebels?
It was the guy. The guy had the Darksaber. Like, they were fighting in Mandalore, right?
Yeah.
And then Sabine finally beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so she had the Darksaber, and then she gave it to Bo-Katan.
She just gave it to Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
She said, "I'm not right to rule Mandalore. You're more in the position that should." And then she.
So why did she take it at that point versus?
Yeah.
Like, the only argument that I had in my head was like, okay, Mando is under a creed, and Bo sees herself as a true Mandalorian. Therefore, different like political parties. I don't know, man. Like, this is weird because he's like, okay, whatever, I yield. Here, take it.
Mike, can you give your boy Dave Filoni a call?
I would just go with, basically, when he made Rebels, he had no idea there would be this other situation later on in this story. So,
But go call your boy, man.
Insider, and from an outsider who doesn't know much about it but knows about this story, that sounds something a little bit like what we like to call a contrivance.
Right. Well,
like The Last of Us Part 2. So
but that's the thing. Like, it creates. It would have been so much easier if Bo-Katan won it from Moff Gideon, as expected. But that didn't happen. But now with this situation, it makes it more interesting because, Mando's just giving it to her, but she can't take it.
Yeah, she said she doesn't want it, but then
the story has the power behind it. Like,
I mean, season 3 would be fucking, because I guess the Mandalorians are going to be split. With the side of, it should be the side of Mando, and then the side of Bo-Katan, yeah. And then they're going to fight.
Perhaps
that's the thing, though, because like. I hope he
doesn't care.
This question. I hope that they answer this question that we're asking right now in season 3, because.
So do I, because that's why I would say, otherwise.
The Last of Us 2.
Well, but I know, but what I'm saying is that, like, the only thing that I could see, because I don't think Mando has any desire to rule Mandalore, and like
he doesn't care. Like, honestly, remember he says, like, here, take it. I don't want it.
Right,
like,
that's what I'm saying is like.
Did he pull a Jon Snow? I don't want it. But he's the rightful heir.
Yeah, he's the rightful heir, right? Yeah.
Oh, God dang it!
They might not see. They might not see foundlings.
Be resurrected by some witch.
Oh.
Well, no, see, they might not see foundlings as true Mandalorians, and that's the thing. Like, you got some Jon Snow on the throne. That was one of the jokes jokes I saw of spoilers without context was the Iron Throne.
Yeah.
But
again, that was my question. I remember that's why I asked it on the private chat. I was just like, I was confused because I remembered that scene.
It's a good question.
So
the only hope that we have for this show, though, the difference between Game of Thrones and this is we don't have some fat lazy fuck not willing to do the job. So
that didn't get hired by Disney to fucking do Star Wars movies.
We'll see. So there's still hope because we have. Like you guys always rail on about, we have Favreau and Dave Filoni, so we don't have fat lazy fucks who are not willing to get the job done and just sit there and eat Pringles and watch baseball all day long.
Yeah, I think there's a reason, and that'll be answered eventually. Because I sent you guys one of the recent interviews of Dave Filoni when they brought back Boba Fett. It's all about serving the story. Again, that's why we saw Luke Skywalker and not Ezra Bridger, not Cal Kestis, not some other Jedi from a comic book or a video game. Because I like those Jedi.
That's why you saw Ahsoka, even though she wasn't supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was quick. It was to the point. He came in. I want the kid. He wants your permission, kind of thing. Yeah. I'm out.
And that was one of the best scenes. Like when because he doesn't want to go because he wants your permission for him to go.
Right.
And I was just like, holy crap!
Yeah, I did like that touch. Like he's like.
And then they did the little dad.
He took off his helmet.
Take off your helmet.
Yeah, that moment almost got me. I was like,
I was returning to the Jedi type of homage right there. I was just like, oh shit.
It's okay, man. Someone was cutting onions in my house too. It's okay to admit it, because I was like, oh man, it's too soon.
I didn't cry because I was like,
he just got him.
It almost got me because I was like, okay, I understand what they're doing here, and I can respect. See, this is when you like, and I hate to. There's a certain something that doesn't do this, but this is what happens when you actually know how to write and develop character from a previous narrative, a first one, and bring it into a sequel and actually continue to grow those characters and actually make us feel something for those characters, unlike some other products over this year that didn't do that. This is why everybody's coming together. This is why a lot of Star Trek fans are shitting their pants and they're jealous, because this is why people are coming together. Even the most bitter people who can't stand each other are coming together. Like John Campia's and Grace Randolph's are coming together for moments to go, yeah, this show is actually really good. That's the only thing that's the one thing we can all agree on. That's why Star Trek fans are jealous, because we don't have that. We don't get that. We've got nothing but mud pie while you guys are eating filet mignon. So I envy you, and I respect what these guys are doing.
Yeah.
This is an awesome show. I wish we could do this over here on the Star Trek front, get our shit together, but who knows?
Oh, could I say too? When
Star Trek had a good run, man.
When Grogu was saying goodbye, my wife was like, "Oh man, I'm glad he's going with Luke. Like he'll be safe with Luke." And I'm like, "Well, Kylo goes ham on all those kids."
So it's just like clear that a lot of people are assuming that Kylo kills Grogu.
Yeah.
In the current timeline right now, speaking of the Mandalorian. Ben Solo was born 1 year after Jedi. This is 5 years, so he's Ben Solo's 4.
Right.
So he's a youngling.
Hold on.
Ben Solo does not turn into Kylo Ren and destroys the temple until he's 25.
Right.
So we've got 15 to 20 years in between. And I don't think
so. He's a youngling, right? Ben Solo's a youngling at this point.
Well, he's still a baby.
Well, he's
4. Yeah, 4. Yeah, a young
4 or 5.
Yeah. He doesn't go with Luke, I think, till he's like 10, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. But yeah, I also don't think that Favreau would create this character, and then also Filoni helping him and crafting the story, just for the character to be killed in that story.
Yeah.
So there's no way. So I think
the powers that be wouldn't allow it to happen either. They would have stopped this from happening if that wasn't the case.
Right. No, we don't know that. I mean, people assume that we would have another season with Grogu, and like Luke's got him.
Right, so, but then that doesn't mean that we're not going to see him again. I mean,
I understand that.
He may show up at season ending in season 3. or does he?
Well, Mando did say he'd see him again. I'm not saying we're not going to see him again. Like I just said that as like a one.
He might be a Padawan learner at that point. You know what I mean?
And my wife was like, "Don't you even say that?" You know, like she got all upset.
Well, that's irrelevant. Regardless, especially speaking from someone who's not a Star Wars expert, regardless, knowing just basic business, if they didn't want that to happen, it would have been stopped.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have mattered what was in the future. What if they didn't want it to happen, it would have been shut down. So there is obviously a plan going forward with this.
Yep.
Right. And
they're telling the story of the Mandalorian. They're not telling the story of Baby Yoda. So
that's true. Yeah.
And so there's still a lot of time in between where we can see him again. I mean, the audience. I mean, it's good to. It's like any TV show. It's good to have that separation of that character because now you got that. You know, just when he got him back, separate him now because it's gonna pull at the heartstrings, but it's also going. You know. I guess you could say absence makes the heart grow fonder. So, you know, eventually, I mean, we can jump forward, you know, years later, Mando will find him and he's
a Padawan learner.
Older now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Luke says, talent without training is nothing. He will not be safe until he masters his abilities. So how awesome would it be to see Grogu much older when he's mastered his abilities? And Mando will even feel safer because Mando doesn't always have to defend him anymore.
Yeah. But that's the great thing about this finale.
We don't know.
We don't know because exactly that's the great thing about this finale. Especially considering where we're at with this pandemic and all this stuff. We don't know when this is coming back on. Who knows? The next time we see the next episode, it could be that way, or it could pick up right off where we left off. We don't know.
Right, December 2021. Yep, we'll see season 3, December 2021. Everyone's favorite Disney executive, Kathleen Kennedy, confirmed that at the Disney Investor Day. She did confirm the Mandalorian season 3, and that's why now it'll bring much conversation because a lot of people are confused. Of course, as I was watching the episode, I was like, "There's 7 minutes of credits."
I know that's like impossible.
I was like, "That's a lot of credits."
Yeah, I was like, what'd you do?
Yeah,
when I saw it, when I saw there was like 7 minutes left, I'm like, because I would turn it off, and I was like, "Oh, I'm done with the credits." But then I was like, "There's plenty of time. What the hell?" So I forwarded it, and then I saw I saw Tatooine. Like, you know, the Jabba's palace.
Oh yeah, let me change my Zoom background, which I've already had been using for a good number of times. Yeah. And like Slave One, Slave One is not gonna be there. Oh, it's destroyed or whatever. Shit. Oh, look at that. Oh, what is this? What is this? What is fucking this? What is this? Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
Jabba's palace.
My only question is how the fuck did Fennec get back into Slave One with Boba?
Boba picked her up. Boba picked her up.
You have to ask that dumb question, dude. Like it might have been like
I'm just saying
might have been, you know, right afterwards. We don't know.
The question you should be asking yourself is when you were asking a few chapters through I think the Facebook Messenger thread, our messenger group, you're asking like Luke got his green lightsaber at the second Death Star. Oh yeah, he could have just used his Force, right? Because we've seen that. The question you should be asking is, how did Bib Fortuna escape the sail barge and live, and then basically say, "I am now the Major Domo. Or I'm gonna own this shit. I'm gonna run this shit." Jabba's dead.
Yeah, that's the shit
now. Oh wait! He wasn't on the sail barge, was he? He was on
the sail barge.
He was there when 3PO was translating to Luke on the skiff across the Sarlacc pit. You can see Bib Fortuna there. He's in.
And see that was that's what I wanted to know, because the only question I had, not being a very knowledgeable Star Wars fan, was that Bib Fortuna? That's my only question.
Oh yeah.
After that, once I figured that out, I was like, how the fuck did he get there?
Exactly.
I have an answer. He fucking walked.
No, because like I need to watch Return of the Jedi again because if I remember correctly, Bumblebee Tuna was like it must have incinerated himself on that sail barge because the whole thing went up in flames.
The dialogue is he recognizes Boba. He even says McClunky, Boba, I thought you were dead. That's Bib Fortuna.
Yeah.
He's having a dad bod, but
I know
Boba
he
Fett
looks.
said,
He's got
I'm the guy here with the dad bod.
Triple chin.
Huh?
Yeah.
He's got that triple chin, but
he was living the good life.
He was going for the boat, or he was going for the Jabba the Hutt style, like
he's not standing around anymore and waiting on on another Hutt. He is the
Hutt.
Yeah, like that's what my question was, like, how the hell are you becoming the Hutt? Like, this is a transformation because it literally is like he used to be this skinny punk ass minion, and now he's like you can see his transformation from his thick ass bulbous neck. He looks like what the people that are plagued by in the stand look like. We'll get into that later, but like his neck's all thick and like just bulgy. And I'm like, this is a transformation from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So, I wonder
that's
how
why
he survived.
That's why I was confused at first. That's why I didn't know if it was that actual character or not.
Yeah, it's the same character. Because he recognizes Boba, and that's what gives it.
Yeah, that's the only thing that made me connect. I was like, okay,
yeah,
that's what I was thrown off, like, because I'm like, I'm not the Star Wars guy here, so maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe it's not him. I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't even remember that. I didn't even put it together. I didn't even remember.
Watch that scene again.
I need to watch
Boba.
You should, because you're a bigger fan than I am, and you should have caught that.
Well, I always remembered him being back at Jabba's palace. But
he wasn't the thing. He's always at Jabba's side.
Yeah, right. But I get. Okay, I gotta watch it again.
Maybe you should go watch.
No, but like he may have survived the explosions or whatever, but he crawled or something, or he walked across the desert or something.
He just jumped out like
because anybody can fucking survive the Sarlacc pit now. So apparently.
Not anybody.
Okay, but come on, like the Book of Boba coming out in December.
I know that's Mandalorian chapter 3, or season 3, right?
No.
Hold on.
I don't think so.
Let me finish. I think that they're going to be both coming out at the same time because they're going to interwove at some point.
Shit!
No.
I guarantee you. I like the idea of Boba like running a crime syndicate. I think that's so cool.
That's way too much.
I think it's gonna be a separate story. I think it's gonna be different.
I think it'll be a different story, but I think
it'll be like
what he's saying is like
they're gonna answer all the questions. They're gonna answer all the questions. How the fuck did he survive the Sarlacc pit?
I don't know if they're gonna do that.
Oh, they're gonna have to fucking answer that question because
yeah. What?
Just so I understand, what your theory is, they're gonna release both series back to back at the same time.
That's not a good thing.
That's what I believe. I believe. Okay.
Asking what he's asking.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I think. Kathleen Kennedy said Christmas for Mandalorian season 3. So
correct.
that Christmas weekend, Friday, we'll get the first episode of Mandalorian, and then the following weekend, December, it'll probably be like the 31st or something like that. Be like the next Friday, we'll get the first episode of the Book of Boba, and the second episode of season 3, The Mandalorian. And then maybe one episode in either one of those shows will have like a crossover event, like how like the Arrowverse does with like the Flash or something like that. And then, but they're still independent stories.
That's a terrible idea.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because
if they do it right,
the Arrowverse, like
if they do it right.
And the ratings of the Arrowverse, like that works so well.
Yeah, this from the guy who said, "Oh, I don't think Boba should get his own show." No. I like him.
It's happening. I still don't like it, but it's happening regardless. Like, like I'm not like head over heels. I'm just like, okay, yeah, it'd be kind of cool. I like that he's the head of a crime syndicate, but still, if it was my decision, I wouldn't have his own show. It's just me.
I just think, and I know this is a controversial thing for a lot of Star Wars fans, especially for guys like Jester. I just think Kathleen Kennedy's a little bit smarter than that to bombard and oversaturate the market like that. I don't see her doing that. I don't see
Why release both in December?
Bob Iger allowing, I don't see that being an issue. Like, I really don't see, because that's an oversaturation of the market. Because if you do that, then you have to talk about the Marvel shows that get either kicked or coming around the corner at the same time too. What are you going to just boom, 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 boom? People aren't going to be able to handle that.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. Like, I agree it's an oversaturation, but like, why would they release? Why do they both say they're going to release in December?
Unless
I didn't take it as that. Like, I get that. Like, I took it as it's like a James Bond type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, because what did it say? The Book of Boba comes out when?
December 2021. December 21.
December 2021. That's
it could be on the first.
Vague. That's very, very vague.
So unless I'm just thinking this right now, the Book of Boba Fett is not a series. It's just one book. It's a movie. That's it.
That's very well possible. Like, hey, see, that's why Mike's the Jedi Master, because that's a very well.
Thank you.
I would actually, honestly, no bullshit. I actually could see that scenario more. Like, if we're going down that road to prevent oversaturation, I could see, okay, this is one shot right here, bam, and then next week, Mandalorian season premiere. That I can see.
Like a
but two series dueling back to back together, it's just not going to work.
It's going to split the fans.
It really will. It really will.
In my opinion, I'm going to meet Mike halfway. I'm going to say miniseries, 3 episodes. They get that out before.
That makes more sense. 3. But
that's my opinion and 2021 draft pick for Boba.
I want to say it's a Christmas special. So.
Yeah. So
I would. As funny as that is, I would lean more toward. It's going to be some special. It's going to be on the same Christmas special. Now that they're worked the kinks out, it won't be the same as the Star Wars Christmas special. It'll be the same as akin to the Doctor Who Christmas special.
Yeah, like a one-off.
High quality one-off, great thing that will appease everybody, and we'll move on.
Yep.
So I was reading
just like the Doctor Who specials.
I was reading other comments online. Some people were thrown off because, like, yeah, they're confused, like, what's going on. Someone said also, so for season 3, Mando will take a back seat, and then the Book of Boba Fett will take the place of season 3. And then when we return, we're like either like halfway through the season or like the end of the season. That's when we get back to Mando or something like that. But I'm just throwing it out there. That was someone else's like idea.
I could understand that, but when you go down that line, then we go back to the Last Jedi problems again. We go down that road because you start dividing fan bases and
right.
This wasn't my Mando.
Last Jedi problem.
This is not my Mandalorian.
I don't know. I could kind of see it. I can kind of see 3 episodes of Mandalorian, and then there's like a crossover event with the Book of Boba. You know,
this coming from the guy who did the last.
Hold on, I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying I could see that they're gonna do that. You know what I mean? It's Disney. Who knows what they're gonna pull out of their butt?
I don't know. The only reason why I don't see that is because it's not because of my expertise. It's because of what I see from you guys about how you guys blow your fucking loads over Dave Filoni and John. And how they're really they have tunnel vision. I don't see these guys having this tunnel vision and then all of a sudden blowing it over some nonsense like, okay, well, we're gonna have a series here and a series there. Like, they're not gonna do that. I don't see them doing that. I know they have a roadmap. They're not J.J. Abrams. They know what they're doing. You know, they're not obsessed with licking Spielberg's lollipop. They're obsessed with making Star Wars the best they can. They're not J.J. Abrams. So I see them, they have a roadmap ahead of them. And that being said, I can't see them with a roadmap, if they have a roadmap ahead of them going, well, we're gonna make this show here to oversaturate the market, and then Mandalorian season 3, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Well,
and
we'll
I'm not
see
talking
next year.
and for Star Wars fans, it may work, but you also have to incorporate the normies who came on board here that actually never cared about Star Wars before, who are enveloped in these 2 seasons,
right?
Who will be completely blacklisted if you do what Jester's talking about.
Yeah. Well, that's my thing, is that I don't know if they're going to actually do that. My thought process is that they'll probably just do I know they're probably going to focus on the Mandalorian first. That will be their bread and butter right there. So they're going to focus on that first. Then they'll bring out Book of Boba to welcome in the new audience, like you're saying.
I don't know. I'm not the expert. I don't know how it would work like that. Like I think I see more maybe Mike's scenario, or at the very best, maybe Mandalorian's not coming out in that timeline that we necessarily have been told. That's also a possibility as well. Because not everything actually happens the way it's supposed to. It doesn't always work out that way, especially with this pandemic that we're going through. So
yeah,
that's all I'm saying. I just don't see an oversaturation. Like it's a risky. I'm not saying it can't happen, and I'm not saying that that's the law. It can't, and that won't happen. I'm just saying it's a pretty big gamble.
Yeah. No,
that's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is you're risking a huge divide again.
We'll find out. We'll find out in 2020 for sure.
So,
but any other important topics we want to talk about this episode?
Luke motherfucking Skywalker.
Yeah, I know he's like the only topic we should be talking about, I guess.
Yeah,
but I
mean, when just the shots alone, and they pulled it off nicely. Again, I want to mention, having his hood on could easily explain. You don't have to de-age.
As soon as I saw the glove, it was confirmed, right? Like you see the glove.
The glove and his lightsaber, the hilt. Yeah. You can see that's his lightsaber. So again, use the.
He had a pretty big hilt, though.
I got confirmed.
He had a pretty big hilt for his lightsaber.
So Jester, where did you confirm in your mind?
So when the X-wing came in, I was like, nah, they're not gonna do it like that. And then when it pulled into the dock, and I saw the red 5 markings on the X-wing, I'm like, oh man, it's Luke. So that's when I got confirmed for sure.
I should have posted on my Facebook to get it out to more people, and on YouTube, my speculation, and more people would have been like, you were fucking right. A lot of people were shocked, and I'm like, really?
Oh, Mike.
Really? You guys.
Who was shocked?
A lot of people are shocked.
A lot of people were shocked.
A lot of people.
How can they be shocked?
They were expecting either Ahsoka or Ezra or the video game guy.
It wouldn't have made sense for Ahsoka because she tells Mando a Jedi may come for him if he gets to
exactly like that. To me, as a non-fan, just watching this show, if Ahsoka were to come in, I would have been like,
Why'd you send me there?
You just told him you couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's you.
Like you're and that makes Ahsoka look bad. That undermines her character, not just as a Star Wars character, but as a character on a series. That makes
she's not even a Jedi.
That doesn't, to me, that doesn't matter. As a character, her stating that and being firm about it, going through her arc on that point, that makes her look like a complete dunce as a character. So I was like, if it was Ahsoka, I was like, you guys dropped the ball. But they didn't, and they brought in who it should have been.
Exactly.
Because that's the only real logical explanation
for a Jedi to come in.
When you go down the line of what you're really looking at. I mean, like I said, I'm not the expert, but who else was there? Qui-Gon Jinn?
No, he was dead.
Obi-Wan?
He could come as a ghost. He can't do shit.
He's also talking,
but we all knew that it was going to be a physical body. We all knew.
Right.
And I would hope that the Star Wars fans knew because non-Star Wars fans like me knew. So
well, hold on. You only knew because Mike's draft pick, last couple episodes.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that's fine. But I'm talking about the overall aspect. Who that's why I'm asking. I'm asking you. Who would it have been then?
I don't know. I said 90% sure. Mike is
absolutely. That's why I'm asking the experts, and I'm not asking you. I'm asking Mike. That's why I'm not asking you.
I'm gonna keep it together for the podcast.
So
that's why I'm like.
That being said, that's all I wanted to know.
No, like me, I told you guys earlier, like when I first found out who it was, because I was kind of leaning towards Ezra just because of the fact that the tweets and all that shit, right? So I'm like, it'd be kind of cool to do that, but it logically it had to be the Last Jedi, which was Luke Skywalker at that point. And then when I saw the X-wing, I was like, okay, cool, an X-wing. Wait, there's no way, there's no way it's Luke. It's too soon.
And the reason why,
as soon as I saw R2, the R2 droid, like on the X-wing, I'm like, holy shit, it is Luke.
The reason why I brought the point up that I brought, contrary to Jester's belief that I was just siphoning off of Mike's idea, that's fine. But who, for everybody, non-Star Wars fans and Star Wars fans alike, who's the most renowned Jedi in the world to all Star Wars fans and non-Star Wars fans? I wonder who it is. Oh, yeah, it's Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker. So, yeah, obviously that was the choice.
So I want to
I'm an idiot.
I want to mention Mark Hamill tweeted yesterday, seen anything good on TV lately?
I know, that's kind of...
Exactly.
It's currently at, there's 45.9 thousand replies, 70.9 thousand retweets, and 471,000 likes on that tweet alone.
He never said nothing. He never, he was... I was so... Because I follow him on Twitter, and I've never... He was very mum about everything.
And that's why, the next tweet, 10 hours ago, he tweeted, the fact that we were able to keep my involvement a secret for over a year with no leaks is nothing less than a miracle. A real triumph for spoiler haters everywhere. Hashtag loose lips, sink starships. Hashtag STFU.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
And his name is in the credits. It's right there, Mark Hamill. So I'm
so glad he came back. I even though the de-aging I didn't like.
And that's what I said. Like, how can he resist? How can he resist after the division and just the atrocious, violent outrage after The Last Jedi? How can he resist not coming back to a younger version of the character that will unite all the fans and just the reactions of people online is just my childhood.
Yeah.
They were saying my childhood.
Well, not only that, but that Hamill had a lot more of a say on this character,
right?
With these guys.
Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau already saw the reaction from Last Jedi and Rise of just this old sequel trilogy, so they knew how to approach Mark Hamill and to talk to him and say, "Hey, we're going to go Luke Skywalker 5 years after Jedi. We want you to be involved." I mean, how could he not say no to that? So
and it sets the record straight beyond the shadow of a doubt, because the rumors were that Mark Hamill was not happy with the sequel trilogy.
Right.
So this puts that to bed. Now he could, even if he wasn't, let's say for the sake of argument, he wasn't happy with it, and that were true. Now the redemption comes through this.
Exactly.
No, and no one, unless
I
you are
think
an absolute diaper baby, can bitch and complain about it.
I think what Mark Hamill hated was the fact that there was division in the process, because he said that he was proud of what he did, right? Didn't he say he was happy with whatever? He wasn't happy with how the character ended up, because that wasn't what he thought it was. He envisioned in himself, but he trusted Ryan in that sense, to tell that story, because again, like for the Last Jedi, they were talking about like infallible, perfect Luke, like the legend of Luke Skywalker, right? And
Not only
and for him to fail, it's such a failure, because it reminds him of all the past failures of all the Jedi's. When Qui-Gon failed, when Obi-Wan failed, when the Jedi Council failed, it reminded him of those failures. That's why he said, like, I'm done. I don't want the Jedi to exist anymore. And for me, that's fucking growth. And then him getting that last training, last teaching from Yoda, saying, failure is a great teacher, that you should learn from it. And that's why he wanted to show up again, to help out the resistance. But again, like him showing up again, when I saw the reactions of these YouTube people doing a live reaction to the Mandalorian, the season finale. When I saw their reactions, a bunch of them were crying, because I can see the pain that they had, because like some of these people hated the Last Jedi. Some of them liked it, some people hated. But when they saw their hero again, in that young face, holding the iconic green lightsaber, and doing heroic things again, saving everything, for them it was such a redemption, and for them, like, it was a release. And regardless of what people think of what the sequel trilogies were, and for them, this was good. This was healing for everybody. I was like, I geeked out because I fucking saw the green lightsaber again. I only, my issues with the Last Jedi was like, why the fuck was he fighting with the blue lightsaber? Why can't he fight with the green one? Because that was, for me, that was his lightsaber. That was the one that he built. Remember, Darth Vader was looking at it and he said,
so that's Rian Johnson throwing in a red herring, a clue, if you're watching closely, that Luke's not really there.
Yeah,
because that saber was destroyed.
I know, but yeah, that was the thing, and I was like thinking to myself, like, fucking, like, why is he with the blue? Like, it's supposed to be green,
right?
Because
because he said that people that saw that on this episode they probably cried. Did you cry?
Did I cry?
Yeah.
So I'll
see your
do
hero
like a
and whatever return.
I'll do like a playback of my reaction and like sum it up real quick. I was like, oh, they're bringing. Oh, is that Luke Skywalker? Oh, that is Luke Skywalker. And then I repeated, that's Luke Skywalker every time he was on screen until the very end when he walked away. I was like, that's Luke Skywalker. And I mean, no, I didn't cry, but I was definitely geeking out for the entirety of the scene.
It was awesome. Like, even for me, right? Like, again, like, I dislike, I have issues with people hating the sequel trilogies. I had issues with the sequel trilogies, and I have issues with people who don't count it as part of the universe. Like, oh, like, fucking, it's prequels in the original, and that's it. Fuck, fuck the sequels.
No, now,
like, no. They're part of the lore already. So,
but people are out for blood. They want a reset.
Well, you said you have issues with people who dislike the sequel trilogies. Well, then you have issues with me because I dislike them.
No, it's fine. It's okay. I understand. Because you're looking at it as
I don't like him for a different reason.
yeah.
Than
You're looking at it. Yeah, you're looking at it as a cinematic.
I don't like The
point of view.
Last Jedi because to me
it was
monotonous, boring.
Yep.
It was a mind-numbingly monotonous, boring film that I just didn't have fun with. I was bored. I fell asleep during it 5 times.
Yep.
Especially during the Canto Bite scene that should not have been.
Well, let's not go on this random.
But the fact of the matter is, I'm just saying. Not they're not all toxic fans. That's all I'm saying.
I know. No, I understand what you're saying. Like what I don't understand and what I don't like is the fact that the fans, the people that call themselves Star Wars nuts, and they're crazy for anything and everything Star Wars, for them to dismiss 3 movies that weren't even supposed to be made because of the fact that George Lucas was done.
It makes them feel
and then for them to get 3 gimmies, they're going to be like, oh, by the way, as a gift, like in 2017, we're gonna fucking or 2000 whatever, when Force Awakens showed up, we're gonna give you guys 3 more stories. Like I dislike the fact that the first one was fan service because it was episode 4 all over again. When all these people cried and bitched and moaned and said, we wanted something different. We wanted something fucking different, something out of the ordinary, out of the blue. We want something else.
We'll give you something different, all right.
Oh yeah, and then Rian Johnson said, "Hey, you know what? Let's fucking give you something different."
Yeah, it's that.
What the hell did these people say? That's not my hero. That's not Luke.
Hey,
that's not what it's supposed to
be.
be.
It's the meme of like, oh, upgrade. Oh crap, go back. Like he went too hard, too far, too fast.
But you know what? That's the change that they wanted to do. Because that's
what he wanted to do. That's what Ryan wanted.
Because that's what he wanted to. Because that's how he's trying to tell the story. Accept it. Do you like it? Do you like it? No, I fucking hate it. But I accept it because it's part of the lore. And then like, you know, when I saw The Rise of Skywalker, I was fucking hating every minute of it because I was like, what is this bullshit again? Like, you know what I'm talking about? But I still accepted it because of the fact it was part of the Star Wars universe. Like when like, you know, I would have been satisfied if Rey said, "My name is Rey."
Says the guy that threw his popcorn at the theater screen when he saw Hayden Christensen as
because of the
Ghost.
Fact that Hayden Christensen wasn't the fucking guy in Return of the Jedi.
Well, so how you
it was
feel
the old
is
guy.
How people feel about
it's disrespectful for the actor who portrayed that guy.
You are one hypocritical dude right now because you're saying that like, oh, it's disrespectful. They feel it's disrespectful to the original movies when the sequels came out. Oh, lost for words.
I don't understand what the fuck you're saying, bro. Like all I'm saying is when they changed it in the original Return of the Jedi, who was the guy there? That wasn't fucking Hayden Christensen, wasn't it? Okay, no. All right. So you're telling me the Force Ghost like becomes like 30 years younger?
Hold up. So Sebastian Shaw, that's still the same actor, though George Lucas replaced Sebastian Shaw as the Force Ghost.
Yeah,
he was still, when Luke opened his helmet, that's still Sebastian Shaw.
I know what I'm talking about, but again, the Force Ghost. I'm talking about the Force Ghost at the end.
I understand what I'm saying.
Continuity.
Yeah, what I'm saying, Kuya, is that your visceral reaction at the theater, seeing that, is how people feel about the sequels and how they reflect the original trilogy.
Because
your same emotion.
No, for me, is disrespectful to the actor, not the fact that not the fact that it's the change. I accepted the change, but like my initial reaction when I saw like that's not the guy. Yeah. Change. After the fact, I accepted it after.
So you,
I gave it fucking time. You guys still hate fucking The Last Jedi after years.
Oh, I'm so much better than you.
Watch it again.
I'm so much better. I learned faster than you guys. I'm so much better than you.
Sounds like we need another debate.
No, we don't need it. We're talking about the Mandalorian finale. Right?
No, I'm talking about Luke Skywalker and the fact that
you tell me.
I'm happy. I'm happy at the fact that the hero is back. That's good. It brought tears to these fans who were hurting because of the sequel trilogies. Again, my issue with them is like, you guys should have embraced it regardless of like how much you hated it. Accept whatever it is and move the fuck on.
So how long did it take you to
the problem
it and move
the
on?
problem is like, no, they still want to fucking like hate on a movie that was gifted to them years ago, like which they weren't even supposed to have any movies because after the prequels it was supposed to be done.
I agree with you. It's not healthy to hold on to the anger and the hatred, but some people they feel better if they just only watch, or in their headcanon that 1 through 6 is all that exists.
And
yes,
then they're not fans then. So
but I'm just I'm not saying
that's what I'm saying.
Not saying it's healthy. I'm not saying it's healthy. I'm just saying that is how they feel. The reaction that they have to that. Same reaction if you throwing popcorn at the screen.
I know, but then I accepted it after the fact.
Yes, but later on, like give people time to
How many years has The Last Jedi been on the thing?
Just because you got it faster doesn't mean they're gonna get it the same amount of time you got it. Like everyone's got their own life to live, and crap.
Yeah, so
man, everybody still talks shit about it, man.
So on my feed, a lot of people are calling for the reset of the sequel trilogy. They want it erased from the canon. Yep. They want Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to now set a new timeline, which I'm like, this is not Avengers Endgame.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna fucking look for like a Force stone that would like put everything back to normal. Is that what it is?
Technically, in Star Wars Rebels, we did see time travel.
Yep, I saw that.
But that was a one-off thing, as far as we know. I don't think they're gonna bring it back. Hopefully not, because it introduced that, and that's why we have Ahsoka now. Because for a time, we thought Ahsoka was gone because of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and not for nothing, I'm a very, very firm believer in this. You bitched and moaned, you want it reset. You could have voted with your dollar and not gone and seen these films, because guess what?
Yep.
If at the Force Awakens it only made $500,000 to $600,000, there wouldn't have been a Last Jedi, because they would have went, look at this. We didn't even crack 1 million, let alone 1 billion. Yep. They would have walked away from it because they would have went, these guys don't like this shit. We got to at the very least, it would have been 5 years down the line before you saw another Star Wars film. They would have rethought it. So they must have been doing something.
To wrap this all up,
they all cracked the 1 billion.
Okay, I'm going to give a Christmas present to everybody. Just a thought in everyone's mindset that is really, really upset with the sequel trilogy. Think to the future on how these two wonderful writers and creators that we have with us right now continue to write stories and make a larger world in the wonderful galaxy that we have, to continue to answer the questions that we've all been wondering through the sequel trilogy, and maybe straighten up some loose ends or some failed writing, and that way in the future we have this massive story and this massive galaxy of everything kind of makes sense now, kind of like how the Clone Wars animated series did with the prequels for the generation that did not like the prequel series. I hope that your mentality looks to the future in that aspect.
And if you don't want to do that and take Jester's advice, then look on the other bright side. At least you're not Star Trek fans where we're all going to rip each other's throat out at the sight of each other, because the fan base has been so completely fractured that there's no coming back from it. So just be happy about that.
And I was also reading this post earlier from this guy, because again, there's this meme that's going around of J.J. Abrams. I guess he had a quote saying that we can't seem to please original trilogy fans and then also please a brand new set of fans. There's a meme of that going on around, and then on the bottom of that is a picture of Jon Favreau. Here I got the meme right here. We can't satisfy the original trilogy fans while also appealing to a new, younger audience. And then on the bottom, it's just Jon Favreau, and it says "Hold my beer." because with what they're doing with the Mandalorian is they're bringing in a new generation of fans and also telling a story for the older fans, and they're basically uniting everyone with the great story that they're telling. So I think it also goes to show that when going back to the Disney Lucasfilm acquisition, when they acquired it in 2012, they really rushed to get that first movie out by 2015, when they could have just taken their time and said, we're gonna take our time. We're not gonna rush into this. It's Star Wars. We know everyone would be excited to see it, but we want to take our time. That's it. But of course, from the business aspect of it, Disney spent $4.5 billion to acquire Lucasfilm and everything that encompasses that company. Star Wars and everything else. So they want results. To rush exactly. So, but then, and even Bob Iger has been quoted, and he even mentioned it, that they now realize the error of their ways in rushing Star Wars movies. You can't rush Star Wars movies because they rushed through the sequel, Force Awakens, and then we had Rogue One. But when you look at Rogue One, when you look at, that's the first spin-off movie, and that did really well. It boded well with a lot of original trilogy fans. But then you look at Solo, Solo coming off the heels of Last Jedi. Solo was in the summer. Had they pushed it back to perhaps December and let people just cool off from their reaction from Last Jedi, people would be like, oh, it's around Christmas time. We're getting used to like seeing a Star Wars movie around Christmas. I think I'll be ready for Solo now, or maybe even pushed it back even further. So I always think that's fascinating, but now Disney realizes that they just can't rush these things, and now it's taking time. So, even if they announce like all these, and that's what they're saying, like this is now the Marvelification of Star Wars, because now we got a post-credit scene that's announcing possibly a new show,
really?
As far as we know. Yeah, I mean, that's what Marvel did, right? They did the whole like post-credit scene.
Post-credit scene, yeah.
That they really made it a thing to stay in the theater and watch the credits all the way until the end. So, but again, it'll be interesting to see what we get as far as the Book of Boba Fett. Will it be a solid, 1 hour, 2 hour movie? Will it be a mini series? Some people have said like it'll be like a limited, like one-off, like Kenobi, which makes sense, So, but as far as that, who knows? We're only going off of that scene and then that title announcement.
No, and that's what's the some issues with the Star Trek fan or Star Wars fans is because they have all these theories because they think they know more or they know better than what the producers are going to be doing.
Right.
That's why all of the issues with with the Last Jedi, because of Force Awakens, because of Snoke, they assumed it was Dark Plagueis or whoever, Darth Revan or whoever it was. When they didn't get their they didn't get what they wanted, they automatically hated that.
Yeah, well, for all being honest, if Dave and Filoni were behind that, it probably would have been the case.
Not only that, they didn't have a plan with that, so
they had, like
exactly.
I understand that there were huge fans out there that were we want Darth Plagueis and all these but there was also a group of fans like myself who just wanted a coherent storyline, and with the eradication of Snoke in The Last Jedi, you got rid of that coherent storyline. So that's you have to gauge the audience, because it wasn't all toxic Star Wars fans. There were some fans who went, we built this up in the last movie.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that for?
It just subverted it because everybody assumed that he was the main baddie, but it was actually Kylo Ren's the main baddie.
Bye, boy.
When they announced at Star Wars Celebration, so they did a live stream, so you could see it. Even if you weren't there at the convention, they did a live stream of the trailer debut for Episode 9. They didn't announce the title yet, so when that trailer, the first teaser started, and then at the end you heard Emperor Palpatine laughing, the reaction of the crowd was just like, "Oh my god!" And then they reveal Ian McDiarmid on the stage, and he has a mic and he says, "Roll it again" as the Emperor. Like, it just tells you like, bring back more of that shit that we love. And it's like everyone is like,
and then that's the biggest issue, because like nostalgia is a very powerful drug, especially for fans.
Exactly.
And
they had to do that
if they want to move forward with stories, if they want to move forward with things, they need to learn to accept change. They need to learn to accept differences. That's the thing. That's what happened with Star Trek. Like the people that are nostalgic about the original Star Trek, they hated the Next Generation.
Sounds a little like
this, Pinhead.
Sounds also a little bit like the Superman Christopher Reeve movies.
Oh yeah, and Man of Steel. Yeah,
that's not my Superman.
You're also right. You're right, but also the problem with that is that the people who hate Star Trek Discovery and Picard, who have a legitimate reason, who have been following the original series,
the Next Generation,
Deep Space Nine and Voyager, all those people who have a legitimate critique of why they don't like Discovery and Picard have now been thrown in to the vat of toxic Last Jedi fans who hate it. And it's not the same thing. If you are educated in your lore of Star Trek, you will know it is not the same thing.
Yep.
That's why I get so agitated when people go, "You Star Trek Discovery fans who don't like it are the same as the Last Jedi dissenters." No, we're not, because we have a legitimate gripe of why it's called shoehorning. I'll leave it at that. It's called shoehorning.
Alrighty. So any last thoughts on Mandalorian season 2 as a whole?
It was fucking awesome.
Oh, we're talking about that again? Okay, cool.
Well, just the whole season.
Oh, the whole season.
Yeah, the whole season. To wrap it up.
Absolutely fantastic. The way Star Wars should be done. Oddly enough, though, I think that the last episode, like as much as I liked this one, and as much as I like this entire season, I think that the last episode with Mayfeld might be my favorite episode of the entire series.
Really?
I've watched that one more than any other episode.
The Mayfeld one was fun. Again, that was the first and only time that all of us agreed that it was a blast of an episode. So if all four of us agreed, that means that it was a hell of an episode.
Yeah. It was just fantastic storytelling, and it was just fun. You know, it was great. I don't know. Something about it like keeps getting me come back. You know, I want to watch it again. But no, it was great. I loved the cameos. They were all done right. It was fun seeing all these characters. I'm really curious on where it's going to go next. I mean, it could literally go anywhere now. I'm quite curious because now with Grogu kind of on the sidelines, I mean, who knows what's next? So, you know, Mando doesn't even have a ride anymore. So, who's he going to be tagging along with, and who's he going to be? I don't know.
Mandalore. It's going to be tagging along with Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
This is awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got this thing. This is cool, huh? Nice. And then but I don't know. It's gonna be fun for sure. And it was really good seeing Luke again like that, man. I mean, just awesome. Fun to watch. It's hard for a show for me to watch, and then every episode I've got a smile on my face. I mean, you know, I'm grinning ear to ear. So I don't know. I don't really remember any other points that I really wanted to point out. Other than I liked Mando doing the dive bomb, saving Grogu, you know, with his body.
Yep.
I like that. I also liked Gideon's commitment, like about to kill himself.
Yeah,
I like that.
Then he got bitch slapped by a.
Well, like
he
seemed to be like once Luke came in and he got scared, he started to be like, I need to weigh out my options. So I thought Bo-Katan died for a second. Not gonna lie.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, it seemed like
shot her up.
But then you realized, oh wait, it's Beskar armor.
Well, yeah, but he shot her a lot, dude. Like I thought he might hit like a couple, neck gap or something. I don't know, but
Yeah, it's true.
I liked that. I liked all the chicks kicking butt. Like that was really cool, man. They had
especially Boba Fett, right, when he got his ass kicked by Costco.
I liked the fight. Fact. I liked the fight, and I liked the dialogue a lot. Like them talking to each other and stuff like that, and their attitudes towards one another. Yeah. I really liked. It was just it was a great fight. When the intro started and it was just a chase scene with the Slave One, I was like, oh, we're starting off quick. Okay, all right. So that was cool. I enjoyed that, and I don't know. I could go on and on and on about how I liked this show because it's so Star Wars, man. It's the best it's the best we've ever gotten, in my opinion. But yeah, what was the other thing I wanted to point out? Yeah, like I wonder what's Gideon going to do now because he's captured. Like, what are they going to do with him? Esposito mentioned that we're going to see a lot more of him next season.
Yep.
So, I wonder what that's going to be about.
Yep.
So, yeah. Yeah, I thought the Dark Troopers were going to be done when they got sucked out the window. I completely forgot about them until they came back.
Back. Like they can fly, so.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
And you were like, oh, hey, shit, they don't need to breathe air.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, I think that's it. I think unless you guys remember something else, I don't.
I just really like what they did with Luke. Again, and I'm speaking from like a person, like I enjoyed Last Jedi, so I like what they did with the character there. It was different from what I was expecting. So, but as far as like, I think they took basically a page from the notebook of Rogue One in that last scene with Vader. Like it redeemed Vader because before Rogue One, the last time we saw Darth Vader on screen was Revenge of the Sith. And then the last shot that we saw him was screaming, no! Like, that was it.
It was a meme for a long time.
Right. My dream sequence for Revenge of the Sith was towards the end of the film, we would see Darth Vader in the armor fighting and killing Jedi and hunting them down, aside from seeing Darth Vader before the armor. But now that we have a little series called Obi-Wan Kenobi, I think we're going to get that and more. A rematch. So anyway, it also basically did like when Rogue One came out, and then that scene, we had a few scenes of Vader, and then that last scene of him fighting, not even saying a damn word and just fighting. Same thing with Luke here when we were first reintroduced to him. It was just well done, well executed, and it served, as Dave Filoni says, it serves a story. I mean, the guy loves Plo Koon. But, and he put Plo Koon in Clone Wars episodes here and there, but only if it served the story. Ahsoka served her story in season 2. She served that one episode. It was a great introduction to her, live action. And now she has her own spin-off series, which will take place around the same time. But as far as season 2, I was blown away. Season 1 was great, a great introduction to this new show and like this new like part of the universe in the Star Wars galaxy. But season 2 like amped it up even further with basically each chapter. It got like better and better, and like just everything that they've done so far, really like, and it just goes to show you that it's in the right hands as far as who's crafting and who's writing these stories. So I'm loving what I'm seeing. I can't wait for season 3, and beyond that, we'll see what happens. So, any other thoughts, Pinhead? Season 2. Or Kuya?
I think you guys pretty much covered it. I mean, this is what most creators strive to have. There's a lot of shows that never make it out past season 2. They are the drudge. But this, I will compare this, and this is a high honor for you Star Wars fans. This is on the same level of season 2 of 24. And for those that know me, who know how much of a die-hard 24 fan I am, come at me, ask me anything. That's a high mark. This is the best season 2 I have seen since 24. And that was 2004, 2005. So it's been a long time. Keep it up, Favreau and company, and you'll have me for the next 40 seasons if you go that far. Probably won't, but you'll have me as long as the show goes on and you keep up this great work. You will have me on board. And I'm not even a huge Star Wars fan, but I might be now. This show, I will say this show, and I'll end it at that. This show has actually got me to seek out and look forward toward other Star Wars stuff that I wouldn't have normally actually seeked out and looked for. So, congratulations. I'm interested in Star Wars now.
Wonderful.
Cool. So, Guya, any other last thoughts? Or
I'm happy. Again, when we first started this podcast, I didn't see the Mandalorian at all. You guys were hyping about it, said it was awesome. I binge watched it. Thank you again, Pinhead, for allowing me to binge watch it and everything.
Of course.
And I loved it because of the fact it reminded me of a Western, right? It still reminds me of a Western right now. Like, in dire straits, the town folk were, were in need of help because they're gonna die, and then all of a sudden the lone stranger from far away came and saved everybody, right? It was awesome to see Luke Skywalker being Luke again. I'm happy for the fans that were personally hurt by the sequel trilogy. I'm happy that like they had some sort of redemption for their hero. I'm looking forward to to season 3. I don't have any expectations. I'm in it. I'm in it for the ride. Filoni and Favreau, like I said before, um, they're the vanguard, or they're the people that should be doing Star Wars moving forward. Like period. If Ryan Johnson is gonna do his trilogies, that's fine. Make sure you kind of sort of ask Filoni and Favreau some questions. Hey, what do you think of this? This would be kind of cool. No, okay. What would be a good idea? So again, it's not. I don't have any issues with people's views or or direction in movies, and when it comes to how they perceive things, because that's a director's right to see and perceive, like who the characters are and everything. But have a little bit of thread, like a little common thread with everything. You know, season 3. I'm hopefully it's the Mandalorian Civil War, or like people choosing sides because of who the rightful owner is, or of the dark sword or dark saber. Mando doesn't want it, but maybe in the future he will take responsibility because it's something that's important for the people. I don't know. Bo-Katan is a great character. I'm looking forward to seeing her again. Casca as well. Boba Fett, hopefully he shows up in a couple of episodes in um in season 3. And as a self-confessed Boba Fett hater, I am happy to see him this season. I am fucking happy that I finally saw how badass he was. Where everybody was like saying like he was such a badass. I'm like, okay, prove it. And that one episode proved it, and I'm like, okay, he's a badass. You know, but I love this show, and I'm looking forward to more things from the show. Um, hopefully, again, uh, they do they continue on with the great storytelling, and hopefully they allow certain changes in certain things so that the Star Wars universe can grow. Like if you want if we get the same thing over and over again, it's gonna be the same peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I don't want that shit. I want give me some fried chicken, give me some prime rib, give me something, give me a juicy hamburger. Sometimes, you know what I mean.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's it.
Cool. Alrighty. So that wraps it up. Before we end this show, I do want to mention yesterday it was pretty interesting on my Facebook and Instagram. Of course, a lot of people were reacting to it. On Twitter, people were posting spoilers like, don't go here or you're going to see, like, spoilers. On Facebook, people were not posting as much, mostly in like spoiler groups. But I did have a few people on my feed who were like, oh, I can't wait to watch The Mandalorian. And I just keep commenting that gif of Jack Nicholson from anger management.
Yeah, the one that's like,
you gotta see it. So I have a friend, his name is Will, and he said like, oh, he's waiting to see it with his son. And I get it. It's really cool how this show has brought families together, because in a day and age where we just can do our own thing, and having dinner together or like having a meal together when you live in the same household with anyone is kind of rare nowadays. But again, I guess with the pandemic, it happens more often than not, right? Than it used to. Will mentioned like, oh, he can't wait to see it with his son. He wants to see the Mandalorian with his son, the new chapter. So I just commented like, do it now, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like do it now, like with the gift. And then he was like, he replied and they said, probably later tonight, avoiding your podcast until then to be spoiler free. LOL. So I was like, wow, okay, awesome. So I liked that comment. Again, I didn't know that he was still listening. I sent him the first episode and then he gave us feedback then. But I didn't know that he was still listening like constantly. So that's cool. And then another one was Dylan. He commented on my post about the my spoiler-free reaction to chapter 16, The Rescue. And he said, now it's time to wait for the next episode of Filmmaker Mike and the Boys. So I commented with Jack Nicholson doing that like evil smile. I was like, wow, okay, awesome. People are looking forward to it. And then on Instagram, Marlo, he posted like his Star Wars Black Series figures. He did a setup of Luke and Mando and stormtroopers. And then I just replied like the fire emoji. It was like a cool shot. And then he said, can't wait for your next podcast on the Mando season finale. So it was like, thank you. We're recording it tomorrow night. And then he replied with a gif of Dwight from The Office and it said, do it now. I was like, okay. So yeah, I just wanted to give them a shout out because, it's nice that people have been looking forward to the podcast and the Mandalorian chapter reviews. But unfortunately now this is the end of it for now. So until the next season of The Mandalorian, but we will figure something out as far as, what other stuff we will talk about. But I guess we are going to take a break in essence until January 15 for the first Marvel MCU series and on Disney Plus, WandaVision. So if it's even worth talking about, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Right? Well, we'll do the Pinhead formula and watch 3 episodes.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
3 strikes and you're fucking out.
There you go. I mean, we shall see. So yeah, but yeah, we want to thank everyone who's listening to the show and who's supporting us.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We love you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah. Make me want to get out of bed every morning.
Yeah. We may sound like we hate each other, but we don't. We're very passionate about like what we.
No, we hate each other.
No, we love everybody except for Jester. We hate him. So
because he's a princess and everything. No,
you guys can pound sand. I hate all of you.
Yeah. So yeah,
no, we're good. Again, like I hope the people that are listening to the Mandalorian podcast and like the reviews and everything can find time to listen to the other podcast or the other the other things that we talk about, so that you guys can understand who we are as personalities. Like we do this for fun. We do this for the love of pop culture, for the love of the things that we're passionate about. Mike and Jester are fans and absolute lovers of Star Wars. I love comic books. I love anime. I love all things things that I like. Pinhead loves horror. Pinhead loves pro wrestling. and all of us have a certain say in things. All of us are highly opinionated on things, and for us to have like this kind of dialogue, we agree to disagree sometimes or most of the time, but at the end of the day we have that dialogue, and that's the important thing. So so I hope everybody still listens to us, even after the Mando thing is done.
Back, please.
Come back and listen to the other ones too, because the other one, we're very passionate when it comes to stuff, especially with things that are like that we love. So we're if you guys want to listen to passionate conversations between like four highly opinionated people, listen to us, man.
Call us that.
I think we're highly opinionated, aren't we? Because we don't just say, you know what, Filmmaker Mike, you're right, except for the fact that he guessed every fucking thing this season, and I had to give Mike props for guessing every goddamn thing, like, because we were all of us were speculating, and he was like, Mike was like nonchalantly like, oh,
he was acting like he was in the damn writing room with the rest of the
he probably was, because he probably was, because Dave Filoni's like his best friend and shit, man.
Yeah,
he's like over his shoulder, like
Disney brass would be all over me like every time, like
no, but they need somebody, they need somebody to be like, oh, the speculating, but like when people say, oh, like, I don't think Filmmaker Mike is right. No, he's been spot on the whole entire time. So,
and I'm just going also off of other people's like reports and stuff like that. But I also like when you think about it, like kind of makes sense.
Like logically speaking, right? Right. Who do you think is the most logical? Like that,
trying to connect with Dave Filoni.
like that fucker that theorized that Snoke was fucking Mace Windu. That kind of pissed me off.
One of my favorite ones about Snoke was the kid that was like, Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? And I was like, that's a stretch.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, like, I was like, hey, it kind of makes sense. Maybe he survived the fucking lightsaber thing. That's why he has all the scars. But
it's all. But like, I do want to go back to the fans that are listening to our podcast, and like, it really is humbling to hear that you guys actually like it and are actually coming back. I'm a little shocked. I mean, because I'm a moron. Like, I come on this show and I just spitball stuff that I think, or things that I like, and it really is humbling to hear that you guys like this show and
we appreciate it.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So if you guys are listening or you're watching, you can see Pinhead has his Jason action figure.
That means he has something to say. Go ahead, Pinhead.
He's giving you guys a kiss.
Oh, is that what it was?
So yeah, if you guys are listening or you're watching on YouTube, we do appreciate it. So if you guys want to follow us or leave us a voice message on your season 2 Mandalorian like overall review, or if you just want to talk about this last chapter in the season, chapter 16, you can leave us a voice message on Anchor. We should have the link below in the show notes or the YouTube info box. And then you can follow us on Instagram at FMANDTV. And then you can follow me at FilmakerMike on Instagram and on Twitter at JediMike1128. Jester.
You can follow me at SequesterJ on Twitter and the Sequester Jester on Instagram. I have been noticing that I'm getting a couple random followers. Like, it makes me giddy. I'm not gonna lie. So please enjoy whatever content I throw up there. I like to post previews of the show. Maybe every once in a while I might post a little like comedy sketch. I don't know. We'll see. But Kuya?
New Instagram, Old Man Jimmy, Jimi. I did notice that there was like a couple of I think a couple of people that watched the podcast followed me. So thank you for that. I haven't posted anything yet just because I'm like I have other shit to do. But like soon there's gonna be things there, so just be patient. I still love my first and only post there. And it's my mantra. It's my mantra to be humble, but you let motherfuckers know.
Be humble.
Yeah, but let motherfuckers know. So, also follow Mark Hamill at Twitter. He is like one of the best Twitter handles there right now. He's highly opinionated on everything and anything and everything. So follow him, but don't bug him about Star Wars shit. For the love of God, guys.
Well, he doesn't mind. He'll retweet. He'll retweet stuff.
No, he will destroy you if you say something stupid. So,
yeah, because he said in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, don't fuck with the Jedi Master Sign.
Exactly. Go ahead, Pinhead.
Yeah, follow Sequestered Jester. Harp on him to start getting those skits out because me and Jason are waiting for him. Follow Filmmaker Mike. That's one badass motherfucker, and follow Kuya, you know. And then follow Jason because he's happy. He kiss you.
Hey, if you guys want horror stuff and wrestling stuff, follow Pinhead. Pinhead has live Instagram.
2 beers, baby.
Yeah, 2 beers.
Follow 2 beers on the Pinhead 198 Instagram. So
there you go.
What a great show name, dude.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. So like just keep following it. He has very very great and in-depth opinions on anything and everything horror and pro wrestling. So I appreciate it. And for the most part, I agree with all the things that he had to say about it. So, like, I mean, I'm not trying to say like I agree with everything that you say, but when it comes to pro wrestling, I'm like, yeah, man, you have your point. So,
alrighty, there you go. Thank you guys for listening. May the Force be with you until we return for the Mandalorian season 3, or the book of Boba Fett, or maybe both. This is the way.
Bye bye,
yeah.
everyone.
We have spoken. Merry Christmas, guys.
Bye.